Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you so much for carving out time in your day to join us for Rabbi Greenwald's pre-Rosh Hashanah Chabura. I want to begin by thanking our alumni chairman, David Charedim, David Mayberg, and Mitch Spielfogel, and also thanking Rabbi Brickman for making resources available to have this whole undertaking happen, and to Rabbi Yaakov Altman for working on the IT and the scheduling and making sure tachlis this effort could be underway. And of course, a huge and an unparalleled Yasher Kayach to Rav Shlomo Greenwald. Rabbi Greenwald has been with Derech since day one and is now impacting really a second generation now of Talmidim at Derech. It's really remarkable. This presentation will not exceed 45 minutes long and will be divided into two parts. The first part will be the shir from Rabbi Greenwald. During this year, everybody's microphones will be off, and then we'll have a question and answer part. If alumni have questions they want to ask Rabbi Greenwald directly. So to ask your question at the end of this year, just turn your microphone on. There's a button on your phone or on your tablet or on your computer to take yourself off of mute, and then you can ask your question. And without any further ado, we go live to Jerusalem. Rabbi Greenwald, b'kavod.
Hello, everybody, our dear alumni. Okay, here we go, Herschel. You're listening? And other alumni that are coming to join us. It's a pleasure to be with you and to share these words of wisdom and ideas of Rosh Hashanah that I heard from our Rav, Yisrael Berkowitz Shlita. Rosh Hashanah, a dichotomy. The nature and character of Rosh Hashanah is very mysterious. On the one hand, we know it's Yom Adin. It's a day of judgment. On the other hand, it's a Yom Tov. It's a day we have a Sudas, 4 Sudas, a nice Suda, festive Suda with new peiros and new fruit, with simonim. And we come home from shul after hearing the show for Nisan and Tokef, and we have a Suda. Oh, I think I see Shmuel. Shmuel Barak, how are you joining us? How are you doing, Shmuel? Okay, boy, wonderful to see you. Okay, so we're talking about Rosh Hashanah, the double quality of Rosh Hashanah. So this is actually brought in the halacha. And we see this, that let's start with the pasuk. The pasuk in Parshas Emor says, Zichron Trua Mikroi Kodesh, Komeleches Avoda Lo Sasu. It's a Mikroi Kodesh, Zichron Trua. We remember the Trua Mikroi Kodesh. Mikroi Kodesh, Rashi teaches us, means that Kacheu, B'macha, B'mishta, B'ksusakia, with good food, with good drink, and good nice clothing. The Rambam brings it down amongst all the other Moadim, that it's equal to all the Moadim, that there's a heter ochel nefesh to eat food. It's a festive Yom Tov. The Chabura even says that there's a mitzvah samachta b'chagecha on Rosh Hashanah. It's a Yom Tov. Mitzad Sheni, we find that there are halachas and then Hagim brought down to make it. Hello, Bernie, how are you? Okay, good to see you. Great for joining. Thanks for joining. Anyway, we're talking about the double quality of Rosh Hashanah. It's a Yom Tov, and we're about to explain how it's also a aspects of din, of Yira. That there's a discussion in what clothing to wear. The Mishnah Berurah brings that a person shouldn't wear his best clothing because of Moradin, but wear more simple clothing. That's where the custom of wearing white comes from. Begadim levanim noyim, nice white clothing for sake of for Yira. Discussion about fasting Rosh Hashanah. It wouldn't be heard of to fast on the other Yom Tovim, but on Rosh Hashanah, one fast. If one fasts Rosh Hashanah, he always has a fast Rosh Hashanah. And regarding Hallel is not said on Rosh Hashanah. The language of the Rambam regarding not saying Hallel on Rosh Hashanah says, although Rosh Hashanah Yom Kippur ein b'hem Hallel. The thing shehem yemei tshuva v'yira upachad lo yemei simcha yisera. Not a tremendous amount of simcha. So we have a simcha, but a tremendous amount of simcha. How do we deal with this? That Rosh Hashanah, on the one hand, is Yom Adin, a day of judgment as we know it. And therefore, we have these minhagim that we're not going to wear our best clothing. We're not going to be saying Hallel. Can have Tuat Simcha Mitzad Sheni. It's a Yom Tov. How are we dealing with this? Let's start with where things begin. What happened in Jewish history on Rosh Hashanah? What happened in Rosh Hashanah? Rosh Hashanah, the Rabbi Nisim in Masechet Rosh Hashanah brings the medrash that tells us that on Rosh Hashanah is Yom Brias Adam. Adam Arishon was created on Rosh Hashanah. In fact, the Medrash says that on this day, Kadosh Baruch Hu thought to create man, and he consulted with the Malachim, and he formed man, he gave him an neshama, and then the Medrash concludes that he judged Adam Arishon, and Adam Arishon passed the test, as we know it. And then Kadosh Baruch Hu says to Adam Arishon, Hashem she amanat lefanai bedin, b'yom zeh v'yatzatza zakai, just like you, on the day of your creation, have passed judgment, kach asidin bonecha, liot omdin lefanai b'yom zeh bedin. So to all your children, future of mankind, will be judged on this day. What is the significance of this? What does it mean that Kadosh Baruch Hu judged Adam Arishon on the day of his creation? What could he done wrong? What could he do wrong? Okay, I see Nima's there. Okay, hello Nima. Okay, Yehuda Feinberg's name there. Anyway, so what could it mean that Adam Arishon is judged on the day of his creation? What would that mean? And it has to be that we're judged also on the day of Adam Arishon's creation. Why would we be judged as a result of his creation and his judgment? We need to first understand what is the significance of man's creation. What is the uniqueness of man's creation? What does it mean that Hashem judged Adam Arishon, and as a result of that, we are judged as well? As we know from the Ramchal, beforehand, we know from the Gemara, the man was created last. Man was the climax of creation. The world was ready for him, and it was the wanted creation of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Man is the one who was given the mind and the intellect to be able to choose right and between right and wrong. The Ramchal tells us at the beginning of Derech Hashem that the purpose of God creating man was lehetiv mituvo, to give good, to bestow good from his goodness. What does this mean? That unlike the animals, all other creatures are existing, they're existing. Like Talmidim can understand it, but if I say just existing, they're existing. If God wants them to exist, they'll exist, but they're not existing in their own right. Because Baruch Hu, in his goodness, wanted to create a creature. And if he's creating and he's bestowing good, it has to be the ultimate good. The ultimate good has to be something, a creature that relates to him, because Kadosh Baruch Hu is the ultimate good. What is the goodness, the uniqueness of Kadosh Baruch Hu? It's in the fact that he exists not dependent on anything else. His existence is emes, true and good. Thereby Kadosh Baruch Hu recognized that to bestow the good on man has to be in a way that he attaches himself to him, relates to him, is medabik to him, clings to him. In what way will he do that? There's only one way. Kadosh Baruch Hu recognizes one way to do it. That man himself would be able to be the Baal Hashlemus, the owner of that perfection. He has to be able to earn it himself, to be given to him on a silver plate. This given to him will be like all the other creatures. But Kadosh Baruch Hu created man as an entity, as a creature that has the ability to earn his existence, to be able to earn the ability to connect to him, to be able to work, to earn, to be able to relate his total essence to Kadosh Baruch Hu. In this way, Kadosh Baruch Hu really did the greatest hatava, the greatest goodness that Kadosh Baruch Hu could do, is to give man the ability, give a creature the ability to earn his keep, like a halva, a loan. The greatest sukkah is really a loan. Not to give someone a gift, but to give someone a loan, to allow him to build his business. You're putting him on his feet. You're allowing him to have his own. That is the greatest that a person can have. That's the greatest gift to mankind, as opposed to giving it out. Some we know the lashon of the svarim that say that a gift of shame is nahama dikasufa, the bread of shame. If it's handed out and it's given to somebody and we're given our existence, then we don't appreciate, we have nothing to do with it, and we haven't grown from it, and we're certainly not connected to Kadosh Baruch Hu. The midah of a Kadosh Baruch Hu, the quality of a Kadosh Baruch Hu, is his independent character, not the, so to speak, character, not dependent on anything. Kadosh Baruch Hu gave man that ability to have that quality, to be independent, that we can earn our say here. We can do and choose and be challenged and overcome challenges to earn our keep, earn our keep here. So just as the Kadosh Baruch Hu is independent of anything that would allow for his existence, Kadosh Baruch Hu is giving man the ability to be a little bit like him, a little bit doimeh, and thereby connecting to him to be somewhat independent, that we are going to determine whether we have a merit of our existence or not. The pasuk says in the beginning of Bereshis bara Elokim, and later the pasuk says the Yom Asos Hashem Elokim. On this, Rashi comes to answer. On the one hand, it says Bereshis bara Elokim, Elokim representing din. On the other hand, the pasuk later in Perek Beis, pasuk Daled, says B'Yom Asos Hashem Elokim. Hashem minas harachamim Elokim. And Rashi tells us that B'Tchila, to begin with, HaKadosh Baruch Hu wanted to create us b'din, with b'din. But HaKadosh Baruch Hu recognized that we wouldn't be able to handle it. So instead, he put together rachamim, mercy. What's the difference? Really, HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants to create us that we are subject to absolute din. Din being that if we earn our keep, we stay. If not, then not. But it was too much. Is rachamim. But what do we see from this Rashi? That really, din to HaKadosh Baruch Hu is that allowing a person to earn his stay, earn his existence. The greatest chesed that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is looking to do, when he's looking to do the greatest chesed, the greatest hatava, the greatest goodness to mankind, his thought was, which is the lichatchila, is that we live with din. That we live according to our actions. That if we are zoche, we merit, and we act properly, and we do the ratzon of Hashem, we're going to earn our stay. And if not, the chas v'shalom, the other way. Din, that would be the greatest hatava, the greatest goodness, because that's the greatest thing that a person can have, is to earn his own keep, to earn his responsibility, to be a man, to be earning himself, not to be taking handouts. But okay, man couldn't handle it. So Kadosh Baruch Hu created us with rachamim also. But that's a bit the eved. Rabbi even said a nebuch on mankind, that we can't handle it. But really din. And this represents really what din is. When you think of din, we often think of a black, ugly, dark experience. And din is judgment and ugly, but no. Really the din that we're celebrating on Rosh Hashanah is the din of mankind being able to earn its stay, being responsible for its future. That's the greatest thing that HaKadosh Baruch Hu gave us. Thereby, the Yom Tov of Rosh Hashanah is the Yom Tov and a celebration that we live with din, that we try and live with din, that we are subject to din, that we are subject to law, that we live in a way that we are responsible for our actions, that our actions matter. If our actions didn't matter, what are we? Actually, there's just a bunch of animals that live and die. But our actions matter, and as a result of our actions mattering, we therefore have the ability to earn our stay. Roberto emphasized that Ritzono Lehetiv, God's will to be good, to bestow good on mankind, is the chesed, not rachamim. That's his goodness, and that chesed was lechatchila, to give us din, to give us law to live by. Unfortunately, he saw that the human being too complex to live by that. So he has to mishtatev rachamim. Therefore, Roberto added as well that the simcha of a bar mitzvah represents this as well. What's the simcha of a bar mitzvah boy? The happiness of a bar mitzvah boy. So in Shulchan Aruch is brought down that from really it's a Yam Shel Shalom, Bava Kama, and really it's Gemara in Kedushin, that Rav Yosef, who was blind, the discussion in the Gemara whether the Summa is Chayiv or Pater and Mitzvahs. And when the psak was that he's Chayiv and Mitzvahs, and then we learned Kedushin, and the Gemara then came out, Gadol HaMetzuv Voseh V'Misha Einu Metzuv Voseh. Greater is a person who's commanded to do than when a person is not commanded and he does. Thereby he made a Yom Tov L'Rabbanan. He realized that he's now Mechuyev in mitzvahs, and it's Gadol HaMetzuv Voseh Misha Einu Metzuv Voseh. Greater is a person who is commanded. He thereby made a Yom Tov. Thereby the happiness, the simcha of a bar mitzvah is now that this boy is 13, Now he has his Yetzer Hara, is now combined with his Yetzer Tov. He's mechuyev in mitzvahs. He now is subject to din. He's now subject to being responsible for his activities, responsible for his life, for all the things that he does. That's a simcha. We rejoice in the fact that we are subject to judgment, that we're subject to responsibility. Therefore, that's the simcha of Rosh Hashanah. How does it relate to the first day of creation and our look of Rosh Hashanah? Why is it that Adam Rishon himself was judged on the day of his creation? The Ramban, the Ramban, in the beginning of Rashis, Pasuk Perek Aleph, Pasuk Dalid, on the pasuk that says Vayar Elokim es haor kitov. The Ramban is answering, what is the difference between Vayomer Hashem Yehior and Vayar Elokim kitov? What's the difference between Vayomer and Vayar? So the Ramban explains that Vayomer is that he put into existence, Yesh Me'ayin, that he put into existence the world. Whereas Vayar, the Ramban says, Rotza b'kiyuma la'ad. He wants its existence forever. He decides to perpetuate. Baruch Hu looked at the or, Vayar Elokim etz ha'or. He looked at the or, Kitov. Not just that he fell, look at this or, wonderful or. Wow, great light here. No, he saw its purpose. He saw what the or was about, and Vayar Elokim. He looked at it and made a decision, Baruch Hu, as if he would make a decision like us, and Kitov, and gave it existence. And what's being taught to us is that when Adam Arisha was then created, and Hakadosh Baruch Hu saw what he created, he saw this creature that has the ability to do good and the ability to do ra. And he has this ability to become close to him, to be medavik, to cling to him through his own choices and earning his responsibility. Hakadosh Baruch Hu looked at Adam Arishon and judged him, so to speak, decided, is he worth existing? Should there be a kiyum? Should there be a perpetuation? And Hakadosh Baruch Hu decided, yes. And so on that, the Medrash says that just as Adam Arishon, the day of his creation, Hakadosh Baruch Hu looked into what is the value of this creation and decided, yes, we want this Adam, we want this creature who is a balance of Tov and Ra and has the ability to earn his responsibility, earn his stay here, to exist. So too every man on Rosh Hashanah, on the day the human being was created, on the day Adam Arishon was created, so too every human being is looked at, Vayar Elokim. God is looking at him and wants to say Kitov. And will say Kitov when that human being shows that he is living out the reason that he was created. The reason, he's living out the reason why Hakadosh Baruch Hu created the human being. He's living out his responsibilities. He's taking upon himself to live as a working person, not as a living person only that is living. Creatures live, but human beings are alive and well and choosing to live. Human beings are choosing to live. This is brought out beautifully. You understand? This is beautifully here. Thereby, just as Hakadosh Baruch Hu looked into Adam Arishon and looked into him and was deciding, is he worth this creation or not? So too every Jew is looked into as well. We therefore have a perspective on the Yom Hadin of Rosh Hashanah, that on the one hand, it's a simcha, a happiness of the fact that we have the opportunity to stand up to din. We have the opportunity to stand up to living a life of responsibility. It's a simcha. On the other hand, there's a responsibility that we're being looked at. Are we representing the reason why we were created? Are we working? Is Hakadosh Baruch Hu going to be looking at us and say, oh, this is why I created man, for this experience, for this person who is looking at life and working to earn his say, taking his guf and with his neshama and making a decision. He's going to use it to come closer to Hakadosh Baruch Hu, to live according to the standards that Hakadosh Baruch Hu gives us, and thereby earn a stay. Thereby even the halacha, thereby practically, the mindset of Rosh Hashanah is the key. Because Baruch Hu looks at us the way we are thinking at that moment. The Avoda Rosh Hashanah, Avoda, the first 2 days of Rosh Hashanah are the first 2 days, 2 days of Rosh Hashanah are the first 2 days of Seres Mei Tshuva. But there's no Alchet, there's no Vidui, there's Sudas going on. What's the Avoda Rosh Hashanah? The Avoda Rosh Hashanah is the mindset, is that we know why we're created. We're looking to meet the responsibilities of earning our stay in this world. We're looking to stand up to our responsibilities. We're excited. We're so happy that we live with schar v'onesh, with reward and punishment. That builds us. We love it. It's a schus. It's a merit. It's a tremendous merit for us. And if a person would wonder, but look at all I've done. Well, the first day of Rosh Hashanah, we read in Parshas Vayera, we read about Avram Avinu being told by Sarah Imenu to push away Hagar and Yishmael. And Avram Avinu was not comfortable with that. But he listened to, Kadosh Baruch Hu told him, listen to Sarah, and he gave them a sack of water and bread, and they went on their way. The water ran out. Hagar put Yishmael under a tree and davened for him. And the pasuk says, "V'yishmael Elokim et kol anar." Kadosh Baruch Hu heard the kol anar. V'yomer lo Malach Hagar al tiri ki shama Elokim lekol anar kasher hu sham. As he is there. And Rashi brings down a tremendous medrash. What was going on? The Malachim arguing with Kadosh Baruch Hu. Why are you keeping this kid Yishmael alive? Do you know what his descendants are going to do to your people? Why are you keeping them alive? But Kadosh Baruch Hu says, Akshav Mahu, what is he today? Tzaddik or Rasha. This is the Perek of Aleph, Pasuk Yud Zayin. Amar lo Tzaddik, Amar lehem lefi masav shel Akshav anidano. According to his actions right now, Yishmael right now is innocent. It doesn't matter what his descendants will be. That's what it means, the Kasher Husham. We read this on the first day of Rosh Hashanah to teach us. Kadosh Baruch Hu is looking at each one of us on Rosh Hashanah, Kasher Husham, the way he is at that moment. If our mindset is ready and set to go, we're ready to work, we're ready to accept responsibility, we're excited about responsibility, we're excited about being subject to dinner, we can't wait to live up to it. And Kadosh Baruch Hu looks at us so favorably. That's why he was created. That's why this human being was created. And Be'ez Hashem, there'll be a schus for kiyum. Thereby, we should go into Rosh Hashanah thinking about and appreciating the fact that we live with responsibility. Responsibility towards the mitzvahs, Aseh and Lo Saseh Kadosh Baruch Hu gives us, and our personal responsibility towards our personal avoda, each person's avoda in their world, each person's responsibilities towards his world around him that he sees that Kadosh Baruch Hu created for him and put him in, and thereby with that mindset, Kadosh Baruch Hu judges him. Mishnah Berurah brings down the Yerushalmi. It says an incredible comment. It says, "Man de domech berei shasa domech mazle." One who sleeps on Rosh Hashanah coins his mazel, fortune to sleep. And thereby he told me, don't sleep on Rosh Hashanah. Are you allowed to sleep? Not to sleep? So he brings down what it means. If you need to sleep, of course, if you need to sleep, to get up, later to work, that's to learn later, that's okay. But then again, if you're going to be battling, certainly it's better to sleep. But in principle, if we're sleeping on Rosh Hashanah, our mazel is going to sleep. Where's this coming from? What is sleep? What is sleep? The Gemara says that sleep is a sixth of death. Rabbi explained very nicely that sleep and death have one thing in common: lack of productivity. When you're sleeping, there's life, but you're not being productive. How could we not be productive on the day we want to show Kadosh Baruch Hu that we're thankful for our lives? We're thankful for our lives of responsibility. And we're thankful for opportunities that Kadosh Baruch Hu gives us. Why we want to sleep on that day? The judgment is, what is your attitude? What is your mindset? There's no greater way of proving our mindset by living, by being productive on that day, be it learning, be it davening, be it chesed, being taking care of our children, being taking care of somebody else, being taking care of a wife, certainly, etc. But being alive and doing, how can we sleep? Thereby, this day of Rosh Hashanah, this mindset is the key of our desire to live by the responsibility that Kadosh Baruch Hu gives us. We certainly won't be sleeping on that day. And we're not gonna sleep because we want to just take advantage of the entire day. And one more thing, and thereby coming into Rosh Hashanah, it's important now with these days of slichas. Think about what goals we want to take on for the year. A small goal of what we're going to work on, something that would make sense, something that's doable. And with that goal in mind, Rosh Hashanah, you're also showing HaKadosh Baruch Hu that you're here to work. And that's what HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants to see, that you're here to work. You're here to work on your lives. You're here to earn your keep. You're here to earn your responsibility. And that's what HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants to see. Bezrat Hashem, I'll take any questions. But beforehand, to give a bracha to everybody, that we should show HaKadosh Baruch Hu this Rosh Hashanah how much we enjoy the life He's given us, the life of Torah mitzvah, which was a life of judgment, and we enjoy judgment. We love the fact that there's din, and we can't wait to earn our stay. And we know that He's an Avinu Avarachaman that will look at us positively. And certainly when we have the mindset, Kasher Usham, as we are, with making goals, and thereby Kadosh Baruch Hu seeing us, certainly by activity that we do on Rosh Hashanah, not sleeping. Kadosh Baruch Hu should give all of us a Shana Tova Masuka, a good and sweet year, and a Shana Tova to everybody. I'll give everyone a bracha at the end, in the last minute, but any questions? Any questions? If we can turn on the microphone, and any questions?
Yasher Kayach, Rabbi Greenwald, thank you so much for such an uplifting and amazing message. Yasher Kayach, Kol Hakavod Lecha. Chavra, before anybody asks any questions, a lot of our participants have their video feeds off, and I'm wondering if you could just, wherever you are, if you could turn it on just so Rabbi Greenwald could see your face and have nachas.
Okay, I see everybody though. I see Elior, Shmuel, Nima, Bernie. Great, good to see everyone. Elior, great to see you. And Mayor, a little dark, Mayor. If you get some light on you, a little dark. A little dark. There you go, Mayor. A little better. Good. Hi, Mayor. How you doing? Wow, this is great. Herschel, thank you very much. And Rabbi Yaakov, thank you very much.
So, Rabbi Greenwald, I have a question, and then I'll close my mic. For those of us with children and littler children, it's hard to encapsulate nuanced, multi-layered messages and to distill them down. And I'm curious, you've shared a lot for our internality, what we're supposed to be having going on between our ears. What's your message for how you instruct the children in your home and how you suggest we do the same?
Okay. I think, actually, Roberto was asked this question, how to relate to children with this message. And he said that when a child does something that he works hard for, and even if you would challenge him and then he accomplishes it, you could say to him, how good does that feel that you accomplished that? Doesn't that feel good? Because that good feeling when we work for something and we overcome a challenge, that's ruchnius, and that's what we're here for. And to relate to children the sweetness, the goodness of overcoming challenges, overcoming difficulty, doing something that's hard for us and accomplishing. If our child was in shul a couple of minutes longer than he normally would be, besides giving him a treat, besides complimenting him, didn't that feel good that you stayed a little longer and it might have been hard for you and you did it? Didn't that feel good? Didn't you feel good about that? We should feel good about rising to the occasion and meeting challenges and overcoming obstacles.
Shkayach, there's a question that Bernie wrote in the chat, and he writes, can we apply this reason of why we are happy to Yom Kippur as well?
Yes, but Bezrat Hashem, I understand that Sarah Smith Tshuva is going to be another class on Yom Kippur. That's a different idea. It definitely is. The happiness of din, the happiness of judgment definitely relates to Yom Kippur, because Yom Kippur we're doing the work of our asking for forgiveness, of our tshuva. But on Rosh Hashanah, we're setting the foundation that we're here to work, that we're workers. We're not just living. We're living with a purpose, and we love the fact that we have a purpose, and we love the fact that we have responsibility. As Sarah said, tshuva, we're going to be looking into our actions and realizing that maybe we didn't meet all responsibilities and then had to deal with that in Yom Kippur. But definitely, the basis would be that we love the fact that we're happy and comfortable, but happy with the fact. We celebrate the fact that we have responsibility and judgment. If I could just end with a bracha to everybody before everyone goes. But any other questions? Okay.
Rabbi.
Yeah. Wow. Elior, wow.
Sir.
I hate, I'm so sorry. I got to get the name. Did you get the name again?
One more time?
Your name again.
Moshe.
Moshe, right. Moshe. From Houston.
Yes.
Houston. Okay. Moshe, where are you now?
I'm in
What's
Landers.
your Freudian?
Yes,
What?
sir.
You where?
I'm in Landers College.
You're Landis. Oh, so you're in the department LUR. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Question.
It's very difficult to change what we love. That's kind of just something we're born with. I've always seen it as like we're
Right.
born. I like this. I don't like this.
Okay.
How
What's
do you work on
yeah.
that? How do you love din?
You have to take something that would be the easiest thing for you to overcome. If there's a certain candy that you like or a certain food that you like that might not be kosher, I know it's not you, it's somebody else. There's that thing. Take the one that's the easiest one for you not to be involved in and celebrate the fact that you're not involved in that. Take the easiest one and one at a time. And so take baby steps towards it and enjoy it and then feel that growth. Feel that greatness that you have, that you've come to, the fact that you overcame something. And that's what we're here for. And that's what Kodesh Baruch Hu wants us to be doing. You know, we've all, I think, maybe once studied hard for a test. I don't know. We once had a difficult situation where we had to really work hard, whether it's physically, emotionally, intellectually, and we made it through. It felt good when we did the right thing and made it through. It felt good. So if it's something of the likings that we certainly grew up with, take something small and that's easy to overcome and look at the fact that you overcame it and enjoy it. And give yourself credit for it. Buy yourself something. Have Elior buy you something. I'll pay you back, Elior. Okay? If he overcomes it, buy him something, it's on me. Okay, but Kol Nidre comes, I'll be about to learn the Durham. Anyway, anybody else?
We have another
Okay.
question coming through on the chat here, Rabbi Greenwald, if you have just a moment, from Mayor. He writes, the idea of what happens on Rosh Hashanah symbolizing what happens the rest of the year, does that somehow lock somebody into a fate? How do we resolve that?
Very nice question. While Rosh Hashanah is compared to, if anybody wants to look inside one of the first Shirim parts of the Sifsei Chaim, he compares Rosh Hashanah to a seed, that inside of a seed of a tree has all the energy. So Rosh Hashanah being the beginning of the year has all the energy, so thereby the mindset that we have on Rosh Hashanah to work and to live according to the way Kodesh Baruch Hu wants us to makes an impact. And the days between Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur are the most opportune time for tshuva. But the Rambam clearly writes, and it's clear that we can always do tshuva, but it's not as easy as it is during the Aseret Samei tshuva. Not as easy, but you're never locked in. You can always get out. You know, you can always change. You can always be flexible in it, but not as easy. Between days of Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur are opportune times of ritzui, of wantedness of Kodesh Baruch Hu.
Yasher Kayach, Rabbi Greenwald, and Yasher Kayach to all of our brother Talmidim, alumni, B'kol Makom Shehem. Thank you, everybody, and Aksiva V'chasima Tova.
I give a bracha to everybody before everyone goes off. L'shana Tova, Tichasevu, Tichasemu, L'alter, immediately L'chaim, Tovim, L'shalom. Ashana Tova, Masuka to everybody. Very special seeing all of you. Love you all.